Buying a gaming PC shouldn't be this hard, but you go on any big retailer, Cyberpower PC, Scan, overclockers, Currys, and it's just chaos. Endless CPU names, random GPU tiers. Every system is claiming it's perfect for gaming. It's like walking into a car dealership. The car salesman goes up to you and goes, "Oh, this car has 8 billion horsepower and this one has 6 billion. I don't know much about horsepower, can you tell? And they go through this and they don't actually explain what it means. That's kind of what it's like in the pre-built industry for PC gaming. So let me give you an example. Steve's a dad and he just wants to buy a PC for his son, Billy. Billy just wants to play Fortnite, maybe a bit of Minecraft, and maybe stream a little bit on the side. So Steve jumps online and he Googles gaming PC and he clicks on the first option that comes up. And then he's just overwhelmed with so many different options. Ryzen 7 this, i5 that, X3D, 5070, 5060, 5050, 3050. He's got no idea what to look for, and they're not giving him any pointers. Steve isn't a PC builder. He just wants to buy something that works for Billy. So he scrolls down through many different websites, and he just finds one that says bestseller. Clicks buy, because it's a big brand, right? They can be trusted. And this is exactly how the pre-built industry works. They sell spec sheets and not solutions. They give you 50 near identical systems, bury the details, and rely on overwhelm to close the sale. Because when people are confused, they stop asking questions, and that's when the profit margins hide. So let's look at a real pre-built. This is the MSI MAG Infinite E1. It's currently the cheapest PC available on Curry's PC World, and because it's Curry's PC World, most people are kind of familiar with them as a brand in the UK, as they're on most high streets. On paper, it looks fairly solid. It has an i5 14400F, RTX 3050, 16 gigabytes of DDR5, and a 1TB SSD. But once you dig deeper, it kind of starts to fall apart. Take, for example, I rebuilt this exact same spec, or near enough to, on PC Part Picker. Same CPU, same GPU, similar case, same board, and it came to about £560 all in. So yeah, I mean, Currys make a markup, and I guess it's fair game, right? They're covering assembly, the warranty, the build, etc, etc. And the issue isn't necessarily with the markup, it's just that the system's poorly balanced for the money. So looking at the RAM, they don't really mention timings or configuration, which almost always means just one stick of RAM, which is typical in the pre-built industry. This one is just looks to be a single stick of DDR5 at 5600 megahertz. Doesn't mention the timings, etc. And with it being a single stick, it's not really ideal for gaming. I know that DDR5 now handles single sticks of RAM better for gaming, but it's not ideal, especially when you're paying £700. It's just another quiet cost-saving measure that chips away at your performance. Let's take a look at the power supply. I mean, the power supply on the website just says 500 watt power supply. I assume it's MSI, but there's no real clarification otherwise. There's no brand, there's no efficiency rating, no mention of protection, so you don't even know the quality of the power supply you're getting. It's like buying a car from the aforementioned car dealer earlier and you go, has it got good brakes? And he goes, it has brakes. Taking a look at the SSD, it just says 1TB SSD. No mention of the speed. Is it Gen 3? Is it Gen 4? Gen 5? It's hard to know if you're going to get any good speeds out of this and good reliability. And the SSD for this price will work, but you kind of expect at this kind of price range, you're going to want really a 2TB SSD at the minimum, and you're going to want one that's reliable for your system. When it comes to vague specs like this, it always just means whatever they got in bulk for cheap. Now with the case, it's all right. It's just a bit of a black box with a RGB strip, so it doesn't even look that pleasing. You can't guarantee that the airflow is even good because there's no mesh or anything that indicates good airflow. So you're not getting even good aesthetics with this fairly pricey PC considering the specs. So you could have this hotbox PC that doesn't look good. Now looking at the motherboard, it's an MSI Pro H610MG. It's a bare bones entry level board for Intel. No overclocking, no specific RAM tuning, one M.2 slot, limited PCI lanes. With the CPU actually being decent, it supports faster RAM and PCIe 5 gen speeds, but this board can't use any of it. So then when you go to upgrade your GPU or your CPU, you're probably going to need a new motherboard too. Looking at the GPU is an RTX 3050 6GB, which by the way is a cut down of the original 3050 8GB model and quite a few years old at this point. Fewer cores, narrower memory bus, and less VRAM than you would originally. And it's fine for lighter games like Fortnite or Valorant, but you step into Cyberpunk, Starfield, Warzone, and it tanks performance. Yet retailers like this would call it perfect for gaming. And it's not absolutely terrible, it would be fine, but it's nowhere near what you would expect for paying £699 for a gaming PC. So yeah, markup's normal. They've got to make money somehow and cover everything. But at this price point, you're paying for convenience instead of performance. Strong CPU, weak GPU, vague parts, minimal upgrade path. It's a good office PC disguised as a gaming PC. Now here's the wild part. My Luz PC from my last video costs £430-ish if you wanted to build it yourself, or even $499 if you want it pre-built and sent to your door. And it's going to perform similarly to this system and potentially even better in some scenarios. Not only that, it's £200 cheaper, money you can put towards a better GPU, more storage, or even like a monitor, keyboard, mouse, etc. Or even money just to go back into your pocket. That's what balanced value actually looks like. And yeah, in the pre-built space, this Curry's PC isn't even the worst of it. It's just one snapshot on how the pre-built industry works. For example, if you go on Amazon, you've got companies that are still selling outdated parts, slapping i7 in the title and actually having an i7 from a decade plus old to try and make them sound like they're high end. And then you've got stuff like builders charging extra for cable management or safe packaging. That should be standard if you're shipping PCs. Not to mention the typical problems like I highlighted earlier with cheap hidden components, no-name power supplies, bargain bin boards, slow RAM, etc, etc. Most of them just have terrible upgrade options, so you're locked in from day one. You don't really get the advantage of having a PC where you can regularly upgrade it. It's just death by 1,000 compromises. Every small saving on their end chips away at your performance, and then they try and spin it like you've got a good deal here. So yeah, not every pre-built is bad, but most of them are poorly balanced value systems. They look great on paper, but the money is spent in all the wrong places. A gaming PC should be about performance, not marketing fluff. And at Destello Tech, remember, Destello, I care about building things that make sense and trying to encourage people to buy the right products. Parts that actually work together, performance that matches the value that you're actually paying for. And yeah, I mentioned my Luz PC earlier. If you want to see a breakdown of a nice budget-friendly PC that doesn't break the bank, click the video on screen right now. It's a full guide, performance numbers, parts list, everything. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.